I guess for me today, the thing that I want to do is not necessarily define power, because I actually think that's really hard and for the context of what I want to talk about, not really necessary, I guess. And without defining it, I more just want to share my experiences and just pose some questions, I guess, for you guys, because questioning is something that I find has been really important for me in the last couple of years. So for me, power, I guess, is something that really lies within absolutely every single person. It's not something that I think necessarily can be attained through position. I acknowledge that position definitely does create some power structures, and the society that we live in, there obviously is power structures which impact the way that we may be able to, at least what I say, perceive what we can and can't do. So last year I was a student at the School for Social Entrepreneurs, and I'm developing a Learn to Drive program called the Green Light Movement. The Learn to Drive program is for young people who don't have parent or guardian support and live in youth accommodation. So just to, I guess, show the impact here of what I was talking about social constructs, I'd just like to get a show of hands and just see how many people here have their driver's license. Great. And of those people, how many were taught by a parent or family member? Great. So I think that's probably about half, I'd say. For the Green Light Movement, this focuses on young people that don't have the parent or guardian support. These are young people that have been homeless, living in youth accommodation, living in refuges, and don't have the family support. Most of you probably do know that the changes to the licensing system went from 50 hours to 120 hours last year. So I guess from a power context, in terms of political power context, this obviously significantly impacted young people that don't have the family support to get their licence, and further impacts or decreases their ability to participate in the community, but also in terms of gaining employment. So me personally, this is basically my experience as well. At 14, I moved out of home and still haven't had my driver's licence. Although I'm qualified to work in the profession that I want to work in, I'm not able to because I don't have my driver's licence. So in that sense, that's also me trying to highlight how, again, society does have, and what I acknowledge to be, limitations in how power is distributed, I guess, amongst individuals. But something that I am really passionate about is that everybody actually does have the power within them to reach their full potential, but also that everybody also has the capacity to support somebody else to reach that potential. So in my time at SSE, and also over the last couple of years, there's a few concepts that I really just want to touch on that I feel is really important to highlight how you can be, but also how you can support other people. So the first thing for me, I think, is about developing intent, or being really clear on what I see. Sorry, I'm very gesturous. Developing a mission statement, and something that's really close to your heart. I think this is something that actually really, I have found, connects me to what I want to do, and also enables me to make meaningful action, and commit as well to meaningful action. I think having the passion, as I'm sure a lot of people in this room are aware, is really something that ends up sustaining you and keeping you committed to something that you're wanting to work towards. Awareness as well, and developing awareness. Being aware for me is about being aware of your thoughts as well, that can be limiting, but also be beneficial, I guess, in terms of the way you take action. Also with this awareness, and looking at your assumptions and looking at what maybe self-limiting beliefs you have that stop you from taking action, but also when somebody is talking with you and sharing a space with you, what ways can you be with them to enable, so that you're not shutting down their, I guess, ability or capacity to have power and take action. I've kind of touched on that. Also, I find that choosing the language that you use is really important, and how you define and frame power. So if you see yourself as either being powerful or powerless, I kind of already think that you're essentially at a loss, because you're identifying with something that's external and usually harder to achieve. But if you look at it from the perspective of the power that's within, you've kind of always got it then, and it's not going to go anywhere. And yes, I acknowledge that sometimes you might feel more powerful or might feel powerless, but if you're working from something that's more within you, then it kind of can't really go anywhere. I guess that's just because I'm aware of the time as well. That's pretty much what I've wanted to say, and just more that just to look at power from something that does lie within, and that everybody does have the power to contribute in ways that are meaningful to them, and not only for you to do that, but ways that you can support other people to do that as well, I guess. Yeah.